Everyone.
Hello, Internet. This is Devin, and
Pierre! You don't have to say
we.
my name.
Yeah, I know it's okay.
It's alright, keep going.
Um, so today we are going to be discussing the topics of pornography, happiness, and something else that I completely forgot about, but Pierre definitely remembers.
Possibly meditation.
Possibly meditation.
Yeah, I thought pornography was going to be third, but apparently you really want to talk about that.
Dude, who doesn't like
For some
pornography?
reason.
Dude, guys watch porn every single day.
Do they? Oh, I mean, I don't anymore. I used to, though. I can
Yeah,
agree
I
on that,
know,
yeah.
and it becomes like such an addiction.
Yeah, that's why I stopped. Well, I mean, it's not. It depends how you define it, because like a lot of people think it's really healthy, right? Or that's a big thing in like society today about
But
how like for example, a big one is like masturbating is a way to like stop or it reduces stress and it reduces your chances of prostate cancer. Those are some big ones.
okay, but then here's this. What about doing it every single day? Like, okay, so some people when they cut, now we're just getting into dangerous territory. This is terrible for the first podcast.
Yeah.
But no, when they cut, they becomes habitual because like when they go into the washroom, they think about it. So
When they go into the washroom, is that what you said?
yeah, let's say if they cut it in the washroom always,
Oh, okay.
so they associated cutting to the washroom.
Wait, what are you talking about? Oh, wait, why are you talking about cutting all of a sudden? What does that
Okay,
have to do
because
with?
it's gonna be
Are
so
you are
with
you
porn.
are you using that as like a metaphor?
Yeah,
Like,
so with
oh,
porn,
okay.
every time the person does it in the washroom or wherever they do it, right?
Yeah.
It becomes habitual for them. So whenever they enter that space, they just do it, even though they didn't feel like doing it at all. But the urge just took over.
Yeah, that's well. Actually, I used to do it in the washroom, so that makes sense. Um,
Yeah, and like, how can that be healthy? I get it reduces stress and probably the prostate thing, but still, it overall, like, it just seems like a terrible thing to do every single day. Do you fucking exercise every single day? Most people don't.
but you're supposed to.
Yeah, but no one does it. But how can we do this action every single day?
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's really easy, and I guess it's like I guess it's really ingrained in our culture. Like the big porn companies. Uh, like porn is like one of the biggest like internet industries right now, and it's essentially like porn is like extremely normalized, whereas it used to be kind of taboo. And but like, so are you saying like masturbation is bad or porn is bad? What would you say?
I would say porn.
Okay. So then like, so you'd say like if someone was to masturbate without porn every day, they would be fine?
Okay, I'm 40% on this and 60 on the porn thing. Because, yeah, if you're doing it mentally, that's different.
Doing.
Because there's
Oh, like
nothing
imagining it?
influencing what you're acting,
Yeah,
right?
that's a good point. But like, okay, yeah. That makes sense.
Like, okay, I don't know when you started, but like I started at like 16 or something.
Oh well, that's
Yeah, I
actually
know,
kind of late.
right? I had no clue what it was, and everyone would talk about it. I was like, "What the fuck you mean? You put your hand and you just start going at it?" I was like, "I've never done
Yeah.
that. That's
Yeah.
fucked
Well,
up."
you'd never even like touched your
No, I did. Of
like.
course, everyone does. You gotta.
Oh, but you just like you were like I didn't know you were supposed to stroke it. Is that
No,
what you're
I've done
saying?
that, but like nothing happened. So I was like, "Cool."
So you just gave up.
Yeah, I was just like, "Okay, this isn't for me, I
Oh,
guess."
okay. Okay, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but like, your dick would get hard when you would see a hot chick, but nowadays that would never happen because everyone's watching porn. We're so
I mean,
desensitized.
yeah. Well, I don't know. I've never like gotten like an erection after seeing a hot chick in public, if that makes sense.
But
Um,
doing an action or something like what's that fancy word for? It starts with an E.
erection.
No, the other one. Exotic,
Uh oh, erotic.
erotic. Yes.
Something erotic. Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen like anything erotic.
Okay. Well, you live a
Uh
very sheltered lifestyle, good sir.
well, like in public?
Yeah.
What counts as erotic in public to you?
Dude, I don't. That's a great question. I haven't thought of a formal definition. So, for
Yeah.
the sake of the podcast listeners, the internet people, um, let's define it as anything that's super arousing. For some people, that's fucking feet. You know, some chick paid, or no, some guy paid a chick $450 to see her feet.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. That's
That's actually like one of the more I like unfortunately that's like one of the more vanilla ones. Like there's some pretty weird shit out there, dude.
yeah. See, I
Uh
don't watch that because that's just fucking
yeah.
on my system.
But that like I think that brings into question like because I think porn is interesting in that it really especially now with like um I think now with like video games and TV and movies are pretty prevalent now. There's a lot of ways to escape reality, right? Which has always been I think it's always been like something we've wanted to do.
Okay, but then
It's like just naturally. So then like porn is like one of those things where it's like if you I think it makes you not want to uh have sex as much or like it makes you not want to be like want to find a partner if that makes sense.
no, that does make sense. But like
Yeah.
now, another thing you brought up is reality. So let's say porn makes you happy.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you love. Now,
uh I don't know about happy but I'd say like it pleasures you, sure.
okay, but like some people find happiness in that, right? Like we were talking about reality. So
I don't know if I agree with like okay, let me just say like it makes you happy at first, but like I've heard like from like everyone that's masturbated to porn, it's like once you stop, like once you like you finish and then you like look at what you're watching, you're kind of like disgusted with yourself. That
disgusted.
might just be like from what I've heard though. I don't know about you.
Hold on, I'm losing you.
Oh,
Okay, cool. Um, yeah, but disgusted. So see, isn't that fucked up? Should you stop watching it because afterwards you're feeling not good?
yeah.
Like you feel terrible. So that just
Yeah,
shows
but
you how bad it really is.
is that happiness though? Or like
I
would
wouldn't
you
say that's
say
happiness at all. I would say
okay.
that's the complete opposite.
Okay. So then like so you agree it's like a form of escapism.
Yeah, and that's my
Yeah.
real questions though. For happiness in general, not just porn. Uh, like, let's say you love video games. That's a form of
Mhm.
escapism for you, so that you can be happy. But once you're done playing video games, are you still happy? Or are you just like feeling the same thing that you feel right after you watch porn?
I think it depends on the game. Uh, like I'd say like especially like if you played games for like video games for like 5 hours, no matter the game, or like maybe like 3 hours or more, I think you would feel kind of like depressed after, or kind of yeah, kind of anxious after about like maybe you wasted your time or something. But this is coming from someone that like used to be addicted to video games, so I'm probably pretty biased on that.
Okay.
Uh,
Because I
but I do
find
feel you.
that to be my happiest self, and I know for the listeners, we're jumping around on topics, and that's completely my fault. So blame me, not Pierre. He's a great guy.
It's all right.
Uh,
Thank you.
you're welcome. So, like, that's my thing with porn, is that you don't feel happy afterwards. So, is that action really a good action? Probably not, because you're not feeling euphoric or happy or content after you're done.
Yeah. Well, do people feel? I don't know about this. Do people feel like satisfied after masturbation if they don't watch porn?
Great question. But are they doing it with someone else, like a chick or whatever they're into?
No, no. This is solo
Solo?
masturbation.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think
Oh,
so.
I can. It's hard. I can't really remember the last time I didn't feel not guilty after I
Look at
masturbated.
that.
So
That just
that's
goes to.
tough.
Okay, when you steal, what do you feel afterwards? First, you feel super high. You just got away with stealing, and then you feel a little bit guilty. Most people.
Yeah, I think so. I've
Yes.
never stolen before,
Okay.
but
Well, I have. I've learned from my
can, yeah.
experiences. Um. Okay. Before you podcast listeners start calling me out and shit, it was a Yu-Gi-Oh card worth like $1.
Dude, why is it like everyone steals Yu-Gi-Oh cards? That's the one thing I hear everyone has stolen.
Actually.
It's weird. Yeah, well, like I've known one other person that stole something, and that was also Yu-Gi-Oh cards, or was it Pokemon cards? It was one of the two.
Okay. Well, I hope it's not
And
Yu-Gi-Oh cards because that's my domain, and I don't want nobody touching it, taking my pride in my stealing capabilities.
oh, of course. Even though you feel guilty about it afterwards.
Yeah, I actually still feel guilty about it. I feel like going to the store
Uh,
and I remember what
yeah,
store I stole it from. And I feel like saying,
yeah,
hey, I stole this when I was 7. I'm so
yeah.
sorry. Here's $10. Though I don't have that kind of
Just
money to just throw around, but like,
just like how after you watch porn, you want to go up to the porn star and give them money and be like, "I'm sorry, I jacked off to you," right?
well, not money, but yeah, in the same sense. Yeah,
uh,
because it's fucked up.
okay, well, I guess we agree on that. That
Yeah,
was pretty
but
easy.
like,
I just want to like how would you like would you say porn at its state right now? It's like should people be kind of left to figure out that it might not be very good for you psychologically
there's already
or
studies showing that it's not good for you. People just aren't listening or aren't aware of the fact that it's really bad for you.
yeah, but
Masturbation
why
can help,
not?
like in general, but porn
What?
itself is actually not good for you
So what makes people not want to admit that porn is bad for
because I feel
people
like they're
and
addicted.
themselves?
You addiction I would define as doing things against your will. Will meaning
Okay.
what you know to be right.
Yeah.
So when a person, let's say alcoholism, right? You know you
Yeah.
shouldn't drink. You know it makes you angry or whatever, or sad, but you know you shouldn't drink.
Um I don't know, man. Like these are there's a lot of people that really idolize. Like one of my roommates last year, he like attributed. I don't think it's very healthy, but he attributes drinking to like him having a social life and him getting a girlfriend, and like he like we were debating about this, and he said like I would be like depressed without drinking, I guess.
But then,
And he doesn't seem like a depressed person in regular life. Or no, I don't think he said depressed, but like he's like I owe a lot to drinking, and I think other people can really benefit from it.
okay, so what
So
I have to say
that
to
doesn't
that,
sound like someone doing it against their will, you know?
yeah, that's true. That's a fair point. Um,
Yeah.
but what I would have to say to that is that that motherfucker is a coward. He needs to be able to talk to girls without drinking. Though it is a lot harder, I will admit. But that should be that's something that people used to do all the fucking time. But now we have fucking Tinder, and I can message 5 girls in like 5 minutes. I can do it right now while
Yeah.
talking to you.
Yeah. Though does that like make it less healthy for people? Like I feel like there's like a kind of a line there where it's you have to like there's some people that are very that at least from what I can tell there are people, you know, they're successful with girls and they're on Tinder and like they don't have any problems socializing with women from what I can tell. And there's people that drink a lot but they like they have control over it and it can benefit them and it lets them enjoy themselves. Um, and yeah, and I guess with video games as well, there's lots of people that enjoy the act of playing video games. And like, how do you what's the line of like this is now an addiction versus like it actually brings them joy in their life or happiness?
That's a great question. Honestly, I don't think anyone can determine the line for someone else. At least in the general sense. If I know you
Yeah,
personally really well, I know your
yeah,
line. But if I don't know you, I
yeah,
don't know your line at all.
yeah,
That sort of makes sense. Like for you, I'm pretty sure I can determine your line for most things.
yeah. Because you know
Yeah,
me.
and you could probably do the same for me.
So you're saying like because you don't know these people, you can't tell if they're actually enjoying themselves with this or not.
Yes.
That sound about right?
Yeah,
Okay.
and whether it's healthy or
Um,
not. Now bringing it back to
I will.
porn. Yeah.
Okay,
No,
go
no.
ahead.
Finish your thought before.
Oh, I will say like you're talking about Tinder, and I was watching this. I watched this thing on Netflix last year about. I think it was called Girls. Uh, something. It was something to do with like. Uh, anyways, it was a documentary, and it featured this guy that was like extremely active on Tinder. He was a good-looking guy. He was like, he was kind of. I guess he was pretty charismatic. He didn't
Was he
seem that
brown?
interesting to me, but no, he was
Okay, I just
white.
had to make sure because no,
Uh,
I was thinking of Masters of None by Aziz Ansari. Yeah.
oh no,
Okay,
yeah.
continue.
By the way, okay, can I
Yeah.
just say, Aziz got like way too many chicks on that show. That was weird, man. Um. Anyways,
Yeah.
okay. So yeah, I think he was like a minor celebrity. He participated on The Bachelor or The Bachelorette. He was like a successful contestant. Anyways, so yeah, he actually had like two phones. One was like I think one was dedicated to Tinder, or like I think he had two so he could like swipe on Tinder or have two accounts for Tinder or something like that and swipe on
Dude, that's
them
a fucking
all the
addiction.
time. Yeah, that is an addiction. But what was more interesting to me is he's a charismatic guy. He gets lots of women, or at least okay. When I say charismatic, I think he's charismatic because he seems to get a lot of women, but he might just be like really good looking, and that's all that matters. But yeah, but the documentary highlighted how because of like Tinder's easy access to women, it's like it makes kind of degrades their feelings and makes them. Or I guess it goes both ways.
It
Like it goes for
definitely
men
goes
too, but
both
like
ways. Trust me, I have
yeah, sorry,
the
it's
jackassery of Tinder, but also
yeah,
there's some really great people on there. But
it is. There is, yeah.
they're gonna get destroyed in this fucking world.
The good people are gonna get
Yeah,
destroyed.
because a lot of people aren't like that. They're not looking for like full on relationships. A lot of guys aren't like that. They're straight up like pretty much try to bang the girl right away. No,
Yeah,
that's like the honest truth.
that's true. No, you're right. Yeah, that's not like a new
Yeah,
thing though. Like guys have always been
but
trying to
like
do that. It's just
in
like
person, there
it's
was
easier now.
limits because you'd have to face their fucking face when they said it.
Yeah,
Now, I can just send a text. I don't see your face. I don't see how it made you feel. I don't understand anything that's
yeah,
going on in your side. I'm just like, look at me, man. I
yeah.
just fucking killed it.
But does that like make them a less like does that make them a lesser functioning person? Does that make
Yeah, it
sense?
does.
Like, would someone like that become depressed because they don't have these feelings for these other people?
Maybe. But I can't speak that for it. But I can say this: with people who, okay, internet trolls, they're way more aggressive online. But you meet them in person, they don't say shit.
Yeah,
That's the same thing with Tinder.
because the internet gives them a
Yeah,
false
and
persona.
Tinder does the same thing
Yeah.
because you don't see how people
Mhm.
feel. You just see your side. And you're just like, hi, I roasted you or I got you. Does that make sense? Now
Yeah, it
girls do
does.
the same thing to guys. Make that clear. It goes both ways. It's just a lot
Uh
more
huh.
abundant
Yeah.
that guys do it to girls. That's facts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's too bad. So I guess yeah, it's kind of a like pornography and Tinder. I guess they're kind of interlinked in that it creates like this
Falseness.
uh this falseness and kind of like a barrier between people,
Yeah,
if
no,
that
that
makes
makes
sense.
perfect
Like,
sense. Because you're not seeing and
mhm,
interacting with real people. You're interacting with a
yeah.
small little part of nothing. There's no
Uh huh.
substance behind it.
So so can I ask you? Let me ask you this. So if some like say like before Tinder, like these dating apps existed, and so, there was a guy like a womanizer or a girl, I guess, and like they're very successful with getting laid and stuff, and they also they can hurt people's feelings in person. Is that like a likely scenario?
I think that's completely possible,
Like,
and I think that did happen.
mhm. Would that make them a sociopath
Maybe,
or
but I will have mad respect for you if you can do that to someone's face, but I'd also hate your guts at the same time.
okay?
Because,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah,
But does that like if they can do that, does that make them like a proper like because they did that to their face? It's fine because they understood the consequences.
no, but it also makes it a little better because they
Okay.
actually had the guts to do that. It might not be right. It definitely isn't right. But they had the guts to face the person and actually try to crush them. That's like war. I We can nuke anyone in the world. That's great. But can you actually win a war through actual battle and strategy and not just ooh nuke?
I mean, America probably
Yeah, I
still
know.
could either way, but
Yeah,
I get your point.
back
I
in
get
the
your point.
day,
Yeah.
yeah,
Indirect versus yeah, it's kind of okay. Here's kind of what you're saying. It's like comparing drone strikes where you know it's like
yeah,
virtually killing someone versus like yourself pulling the trigger and like looking
yeah,
at
and
them in the face.
seeing how their face changes as a bullet goes through them or an arrow goes through them. That yes, it's not better, but then you know about the consequences of your actions. Some people are sociopaths, so it doesn't fucking matter. But most people aren't. But the internet provides them with this space where they they feel like it's not real. You feel dissociated with reality. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it does. Yeah. All right. So going back to porn, what's the limit? Is like watching porn at all like that's the limit to reality? Like you should stop. You should just not watch porn, or is there porn where it's like because there's like different levels now. There's like
Okay,
VR porn.
VR porn
There's like
definitely off the limit.
there's porn where you're POV. There's like rape porn, and then there's like stuff like just like naked girl pictures. You know, like that's not like people having sex. It's just like
I
naked
think
women. So yeah, like what levels do we have
there's like
here?
so many levels
What's
to
the
porn,
limit?
but I believe that how much you watch and how much you consume really matters. Because some people watch porn like they jerk off twice a day, 3 times a day. That's fucked up. And some people
Uh
might
huh.
jerk off like or masturbate once a week. Like girls masturbate like once
Yeah.
a week, maybe twice a week. Yeah, on average.
On average,
But
yeah.
there's everything in between
Yeah.
too. And same with guys.
Which always confused me because I feel like because girls can like multiple orgasms, so I'd be like, if I was a chick, I'd do it all the
Yeah, but see,
time.
biologically
I
they
would
weren't
never
designed to
stop.
do that. Like
No,
guys were
yeah,
just
I
meant to
know.
go bang, bang, bangity bang, bang, bang.
Yeah, which is weird considering our
Yeah,
the way our body works. But yeah, no, I get it. Yeah, there's lots of people that do it maybe like
yeah.
three
That's
times a
not
day
healthy.
sometimes. Um, yeah. So okay, that's shit. I had something here
My
though. I was gonna say
apologies, good
something.
sir.
God, it's all right. No, you didn't interrupt me. I was you're you were so interesting. I
Fuck.
lost my train of thought.
See,
Um,
to our listeners, this is what you call great chemistry. You're welcome, buddy.
thanks, man. I was hoping like other people
No,
would tell
fuck
us
that.
that, but no, that's fine.
We, yeah,
We'll be upfront. We'll say it
you gotta have
ourselves. Yeah,
confidence in your own actions
that's all
before
good.
anyone else says anything.
Yeah. Ah,
Okay, we can
shit,
loop
man.
back
I
around
swear
to
to
it,
God,
but
I had
let's move
something
on to
good.
like happiness or something.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, yeah, it kind of intertwines. Oh, okay, no. Okay, I got it now. With so how would someone stop watching
Okay,
porn if they have an addiction? What's the solution? Because I think a lot of people, they myself included from like a couple years ago, we see porn as like porn will we probably stop watching porn all the time once we like get a girlfriend. That's like the solution, you know. And but the thing is, you're probably not gonna get a girlfriend if you're
That is
watching porn
true.
all the time. So there has to be something else to like make people
Easy.
stop
Be,
watching
live
porn.
busier
What is
lives.
that?
Live active lives. You work out. You. The more things you're doing, the less time you will have for that, like porn. Like when I went to Italy for the entire 2 weeks, 3 weeks, whatever, I didn't jerk off a single time. I was rushing from place to place, checking out everything. But now we live in such an idle society that what are we? Oh, I'm
Yeah,
bored. What can I do? Oh, I'll just jerk off, right? So I think being active.
yeah. But like, I mean, everyone has like calm moments in their life, right? Like, you can't
No,
constantly
but
be
like
busy
you
or
can
else you'll
have
go
calm
insane.
moments. But like when you feel the urge to do it, um, go take a fucking ice cold shower. That'll wake you up and you won't want to do it no more. Like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's not a
Okay.
wonderful solution, but it's a solution. Okay, it's not a
Oh, you
wonderful
cut out there.
solution,
You're
but
back.
it is a solution.
Yeah. I mean, I get what you mean, but it's like for okay, like put yourself in the shoes of someone that's like, they're jacking off a few times a day, and then you're like, stop watching porn, go take a
Oh
cold
no, you
shower, and
won't
you'll
feel
feel
better.
better. It's like they'd be like, why the fuck would I just go take a cold shower? I'll feel like if they look at it, they'd much rather jack off at that point than take
Okay,
a
then my
cold
next
shower.
question
Like
would
there's
be:
no
do they want to
questioning there.
change?
Yeah, that's I guess that's not something that's definable. Like, yeah, I guess you need to want to change. You need to have the willpower. So something
Yeah,
has to get you to that state of wanting to
but that's
change,
just
though.
self
First of all, right?
awareness.
Yeah.
Self awareness is so fucking
Hmm.
important for anything. Um, so let's take this.
Yeah.
Let's call him David. To all the Davids out there, I'm sorry, but for today, you're jerking off like 5 times a day. So David jerks 5 times a day. Just goes at it. Um, so what David, if he wants to change, he will feel like he wants to change. Now he doesn't need the willpower to do it himself. That's why you have fucking friends. That's why you have a brother or a sister. Now that's gonna be an awkward conversation, David. But you gotta make the fucking conversation happen. Yeah.
You're
How
saying
do
social
addicts get
support.
through addiction? You gotta
Yeah.
gather your support system and build that up, right? So next time you feel like
Yeah,
jerking off,
definitely. People don't want to jack
what's
off if
up?
they're loved.
Yeah, I missed the last little bit you said.
What? Oh, people don't want to jack off if they're like being if they're loved by other
Yeah.
people. Not like
No, I get what.
intimately or like
Yeah.
sexually, but
Um.
just
So
in
like, let's
general.
say David wants to jerk off. He tells his friend Bob. I'm sorry, Bob. You gotta be in this too. Um. So Bob sees David and he grabs him and slaps him across the face. He's like, "You want to do what?" This is an extreme example. Bob, don't slap David. But in this case,
Yeah.
Bob's slapping the fuck out of David because that'll wake David up. Like it's conditioned stimuli. Once you break that pattern by just slapping him every time he feels that way, David will habitually understand I should not do this. I should not act this way because it will lead to me getting slapped or
Okay.
pain.
I
It is an
think
extreme
that's like an
example,
extreme
but you can take this
example,
in
but sure, I
miniature
don't.
steps too, like an ice cold
Yeah. Okay.
shower. Like that breaks the pattern. That's the point. Or a little rubber band on your wrist.
That's true. Yeah, you got to change.
Yes,
You essentially you have to
in the
change something.
process.
Um. Yeah. Uh. But yeah, I guess leaping to literally no masturbation is like pretty hard though. So yeah, you got to take it in steps
Actually,
when it comes in time.
I wouldn't say
And then
take
you'll
it in
be
steps.
what?
Maybe that works for most people, but for me, when I quit watching TV and when I quit
Mm-hmm.
all these things, I just cut it cold turkey.
Mm-hmm.
Because I realized that when I tried to do half measures, those half measures washed away. Because I don't have that kind of
Oh, for
willpower.
sure.
Most people don't. It takes way too much to say, ooh, once,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
stop.
yeah.
Like, let's say you haven't jerked off for 7 days
Yeah.
straight, and now you're just like, ooh, one time, once a
Yeah.
week. You're gonna jerk off like 5 times that day.
Uh, well, when I said take it in steps, I meant more like say if someone like fucks up and they end up jacking off, right? And then but they have the
Oh yeah,
mentality of it's all or nothing. Then if they jack off, they'll be like, "Oh, well, I'm
okay,
fucking
I
done, right? I
100%
gotta
agree
better
with
give
you on
up
that.
and just stop." Whereas, like, I think it's inevitable that like someone, I don't know about you, but most people
No,
would
I
like fail
100%
a few
agree with
times
that.
before they like
Um,
completely
for
get
now,
off the
for
wagon.
David, I would say have
Yeah,
a little strike counter. So pretty much whiteboard a piece of paper. Just every day you don't jerk off, put a little tick. It's like recording your progression, and then after a while,
yeah,
you'll see like 10 ticks in a row, and you'll be like, "Fuck this! I'm gonna keep going because you want to keep that streak
yeah,
going." Snapchat introduced
yeah,
streaks.
yeah.
Motherfuckers be Snapchatting a blank wall, darkness to their friends saying streak, and now they have streaks for 350 fucking days
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah,
of nothing. Yeah, you
streaks
gotta
are
build in
addictive.
these mechanisms to support yourself and not just rely on other people for addictions. I did that with meditation. It works pretty well.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh well,
cool.
that's a pretty good
Uh,
segue. Let's talk about meditation then. What makes meditation work so well for you? Well, what
because
does it do for you? Why do you meditate?
let's take the mind in itself. I daydream all the time. I could do it all the fucking time. All the time. And I'll engage with my daydreams. I'll push them
Hmm.
in a direction that I want them to go. Like, let's say uh, it's about money or something. I don't know. Or a sport. I'll daydream about playing that sport and then getting really good at that sport and then being in the world championship. And then I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm getting mad bitches now. No offense to females.
Yeah.
I'm playing the role of David, okay? I'm not Devin right now. But let's go back to Devin. But like, I think
Very
it's just
good.
a way
Yeah.
to settle my mind and just be aware of what I'm truly thinking, what is truly going through my head. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No.
Yeah,
Essentially, you're saying you
aware.
want to be present, and like I was
Oh,
reading,
wonderful
I was
book.
reading this book called The Power of Now, which is really cool. Um, it wasn't that good. It was like okay, I really liked the concepts of it, but it turned out to be. I actually stopped like 100 pages in because it was way too. It was talking about like energy fields and like it was like it was basically like it felt like it was talking about like you're gaining superpowers by. I mean,
Okay,
in a way you kind of are, but it was like way too abstract. But I definitely love the like the concept of it and that like the
so
mind is like a
I have a new
tool, right?
question for you.
And you're not your mind, and
So,
how like
have you heard
you
of the Buddhist
okay
13 levels of meditation or something? And Nirvana and all that? So, the Buddhists say there's
yeah, of
13,
Nirvana,
I'm
yeah.
probably butchering this a little bit, but there's 13 levels to meditation. And level one, they're called jhanas. And each one leads to a different experience. Now, I've
Hmm.
reached the second jhana, which is like sort of like floating when you're meditating. Yeah. So sometimes I'll feel like I'm floating, like I'm
Okay.
being lifted out of my chair or wherever I'm sitting. So would that be um, not real? Isn't that like a superpower? Though it's not really happening. Yeah.
If you
Like
feel like
mentally,
you're
I'm out
floating,
of
is that what
my,
you're
like
saying?
I'm floating.
Oh, well, I mean, like,
Because what is reality?
yeah. Um.
No, because it's whatever we
Oh
feel or
boy.
see.
Um, um, I don't know. I mean, like our current like if like I get what you mean, but like if someone takes shrooms, they see like dragons and shit, they're not gonna. That's not reality, right?
Yeah,
That
that's
is a
the point.
hallucination. It's reality to them
Who's
at
to
that moment,
dismiss
though.
that? Because we don't really know
Okay.
what's going on. Do you believe in teleportation? Okay,
Um,
you
I
you point
believe in
then.
like
Um,
wormholes,
so
if that's a type of
electrons in
teleportation.
quantum mechanics, pretty much when you're looking at them, they're stationary, but then they'll teleport to a different
Yeah,
location. Yeah, yeah.
yeah, the
I don't
leap.
know the
Yeah,
exact science
it's like
behind
what a
it,
quantum
but
jump or
that's like
whatever.
teleportation. They're teleporting from one place to another. But we didn't know that 100 years ago.
Yeah.
Yes.
No. Did we even know electrons existed 100 years ago? Did we? Oh, I guess yeah. Well, we had electricity. What am I saying? Okay.
But
Yeah.
no, that's the point.
Um.
Like, our
All right.
realities are
Carry on.
always
What were you saying?
shifting as we learn more and more. If you ask someone, oh, those little things, those electrons,
Yeah.
they don't actually move like you think they do. They're not stationary. They jump. They teleport. They would call you crazy. So who are we to define and limit what is real?
Okay. So you're
You will
saying when you
experience things.
meditate, you
Yeah, because
you
yeah, I
essentially
don't
transcend into
understand
another
it fully
reality.
because, as I said, I've only been to like
At
the
least for
second
you.
level.
Yeah.
Maybe I
Yeah.
touched the third once,
Yeah.
but like it's interesting for
Mm-hmm.
me because I think those supernatural things, they're real, but they're not as they're described. They're manifestations of the mind or the soul.
Like what?
So like the floating thing,
Like give me an
that's a
example.
manifestation. It's not actually happening. If I was to look
Uh
at you
huh.
when you're meditating and that's happening for you, you're still sitting there like a brick. But in your reality, you were
Yeah.
floating or whatever you're experiencing. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So it's like from your
because
point of view,
if
and
I
that's
was
all
to
that
tell you
matters when,
that Hitler is a
in
great
the
guy,
essence
I
of
don't think
things,
he's a
you're
great guy.
floating. Okay.
I think he's a terrible motherfucker.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
David's a
Are
fucking
you're playing the
jackass.
role of
I'm so
David
sorry,
again?
David. To the Davids of the world. Um, but David loves fucking Hitler. Back in 1944. 1943, actually. Let's go with that.
Hmm.
But if you were to
Yeah.
tell David that Hitler is a really bad guy because he does this, this, and this, David wouldn't believe you, even though those things are true. Because in his reality, those things never happened. There's no proof of that.
Yeah, I get
Yes,
it. It's like the truth, the
agreed.
real, his truth. Because, like, well, in my opinion, truth is subjective. Uh, so what? Yeah, what David would think it could
Yeah.
be entirely different from what
So
everyone else
that's
thinks.
my like thought process on like your
Yeah, okay, I get
on
it.
the
Yeah.
power of now. Yes, some of these things are superly exaggerated,
Yeah.
but the fundamental ideologies expressed in that book,
Yeah.
though a little bit plain and a little bit overly exaggerated, um, are I believe true.
Hmm. Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
but the actual
I
like
mean, okay.
yeah
Yeah, I agree with the concepts, but anyways, yeah, I just really like the idea of how well, first of all, that your mind isn't you. Your mind is merely like well, yeah, he describes it as a tool or like a vessel from which you kind of do things, you know, and as any tool, you should be able to
no, that
like
makes perfect
stop
sense.
using it when you don't want to use it, if that makes sense. Um, yeah. So like say, well, I've had problems with like obsessive thinking. So the idea of like you should be able to just I think a lot of I think some people probably deal with this better than others. But yeah, like for me specifically, the idea that you can stop thinking
But
if you
can you?
should so choose to is like a really cool idea. And I think a lot of people would be probably like a lot more better off if they
But
thought
wouldn't
like that.
that
Like a
just be
lot,
simply
they would be able
awareness?
to
Like
look at things more
meditation, the
clearly.
process of
Yeah.
doing it, I believe is just increasing your self awareness and the awareness around you.
Yeah, no, it's mostly the same thing. It's like well, okay, I guess like the difference is with stopping. Well, the power of now is more. I think it's like you if you're like because a lot of the time, like say you're angry or you're really sad about an event that happened, and you're like, usually if you have all these emotions riled up, you're obsessively thinking about it, right?
Yeah, that does.
Which is what makes you so emotional. Does that make sense? And so like if you could stop thinking for
But
like
can you
5
ever stop
minutes
thinking?
and then come back to it and analyze it like with a calmer
Yeah,
state of mind. Yeah, I
no, I
think.
think
Well, you meditate,
watching
man.
your thoughts,
That's
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 what's
the essence
actually
of
occurring.
stopping to think. Stop.
Or focusing on your breath. Thoughts are still occurring. You're just not aware of it because your
Um.
focus is on your breath.
Well, when I say thoughts, it's like well, okay. Now we're getting into this is
Anything
kind
that
of trippy
pops in your head.
territory, but like, what would you define as a
Like
thought?
feelings sometimes
You
pop into
know,
your head too.
like, well, okay, then
Yeah,
that's like that's kind of inevitable, I guess. But like, well, have you
it's
never had
very,
it in
very
meditation where you
brief.
like you're actually just like thinking of nothing?
Yeah, for like a split second or something.
Yeah, but it happens, right? So ideally, with practice,
But is that the goal of
um,
meditation?
it could it could
Like
extend.
as an art form, or is that your personal goal?
Yeah, I would say so. Well, I actually, first of all, it depends on what kind of meditation you're doing.
Yeah.
There's like the type of meditation where you're trying not to think of anything, or like you're focusing on one thing, and then there's the type of meditation where you're actively thinking about things, but like in a calm state, like you're meditating on like a certain matter or something like that. Um, so I would say like for the calm, for the one where you're not trying to, where you're trying like if you're like focusing on your breath, like if you're focusing on your breath, I wouldn't say you're thinking. You're
You're
just kind of like feeling.
you're feeling
Like you're
breathe.
feeling your breath go through you rather than thinking.
Yeah. Now that's fucked up, but like
Breath.
yeah, I just had to say that.
You're feeling yourself breathe. Yeah.
No, no, I 100%
Like,
see where you're coming from.
but do you get what I like? You're focusing on the
Um,
sensation of breathing. That's not thinking though. Yeah. Um. But I guess like the power of now wasn't like meditating. It was more it was kind of like in your daily, it was like it's a type of meditation, but I think it's just
it's
kind of
more
like
mellow.
go with the flow.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like don't, like you said, you daydream a lot, right? So the power of now ideally would be like you would kind of focus on what's around you. Like say you're going for a walk, you'd be like, oh wow, the sky is really beautiful today. Like you see the rabbits like going by and be like, wow, this is some nice rabbits. It's like a kind of appreciating what's there now in front of you rather than have your mind drifting off to like
Okay.
either the
Now
past
I'll
or the
bring up something
future,
really
or
different, but
somewhere where it
also
doesn't need to
relative to
be.
this. Um, so time. Do you believe it's moving?
Sure. Mm-hmm. Oh
I
shit,
have no
man.
fucking idea. But do you think
That
it's
was a
moving?
cool I think that was in the power of now as well, right? Like oh time is moving.
What do you think?
Well, okay, this might have been from the power of now, but like time is like such a like an obscure, it's like does it really exist? Like I think time
Okay.
exists, like things
Now let me
move
explain what
past,
you
but
just
like
said.
everything we
You just said
experience
time.
is happening like
We're
right
moving through
now,
time.
you
That's
know?
essentially what you just said. Now, theorists, physicists have sort of determined that they think
Mm-hmm.
um, that time is stationary and that we are physically moving through time.
Yeah,
That's
that would make
people
sense. I
believe
mean, was
that
there another way to
time
perceive
was
it? I
being
thought that was like
created.
the main. That's how
Like
I thought it would go.
Like there is no past, future, whatever. Like there's only now. But theorists are
Oh,
saying
okay.
that time's stationary. We're moving through it. You can't move backwards, but you can move through it.
but but see, if that were a thing, then wouldn't that make
Okay, but
time
now
a
we're just assuming there's one timeline, which kind of
predestined fate? No, I know, but like if we're moving through on if time already exists, like as
okay.
like say it's like a carpet and we're like an ant walking across the carpet or whatever. Time and the carpet's not moving, but we are. That would mean like the carpet isn't constantly changing in front of us.
Yeah.
It's like it's a set path, right? Unless like
So
I guess you could say like
I
depending on
think
which
that like
direction we
okay,
go,
do
the
you
carpet
play
could have different
poker?
terrain or whatever.
Like have you played Texas Hold'em? Okay, so in Texas Hold'em, you're pretty
Yep.
much calculating probabilities
Yep.
and understanding how probable is your hand better than everyone else's hand. It's pretty simple math once you get it. But in that, there's alternate realities. Essentially, any. Okay, here's a great thing. Community season 5, I think. Have you watched Community? Okay, then you remember when
Mm-hmm.
they flipped that
Yeah, it's
dice?
my favorite sitcom.
Okay, my bad. Fuck. Um, so they flipped that
Yeah, that
dice,
was season three, by
and
the way.
that
But yeah,
that led to six
keep
different
going.
realities, right? Seven, actually. No, six.
Yeah,
Seven. Yeah, because the original. So, in that
yeah.
seven different realities,
No, it was seven. You're
all
right.
of these are real, and all of these exist. It's just which one did you end up taking?
Yeah,
Yeah, like which one? Yeah,
yeah. So it's like a multiverse. It's the multiverse theory. Every
yeah.
action leads to a
But what if this was
consequential
all
new,
predetermined
or every decision
universes
leads
for
to a
like the
consequential
choices
new
we make,
universe
or
where you
absolutely our
decided
own?
which.
Like now we're assuming that there's an infinite amount of timelines. I have no fucking idea either. Okay, let's jump back
Yeah,
to meditation.
I don't know. That's too deep for me, man. Like, I I kind of get what you mean, but yeah. Anyways, we're talking. Okay, so yeah, meditation. I really like. I like how it. I guess it. Yeah, I like how it kind of lets you let go of everything, like your fears, your anxiety, possibly depression, your worries about yesterday or tomorrow, and it kind of
Okay,
just
how
like
long have you
it's like
ever
your mind's
meditated
taking a
for?
break. You know,
Like
it's
how
like
many
recharging your
hours or
batteries.
minutes
That's
or
why I
whatever?
really like it. I don't know how you
No, just like
practice
at
it.
one time.
Oh, like
Okay,
total is it or like
so I've been trying to push myself to like
oh like
45,
I usually just meditate like
and
10
currently I'm
minutes a
stuck at
day
this
is what
time
I do
limit
right
of
now.
30 to 35, right? And
Yeah.
to me, I do it so that way I'm comfortable with
Yeah.
stillness, with this ability to just be present as much as I can. No one's ever 100% present,
Okay.
but it's to cultivate this stillness within me. Let the world move
Uh-huh.
through me, but yet allow myself to stay like still. It's not perfect.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So it's just like you're like
yeah.
taking
Like you're not
like
getting.
I guess
You're
like
allowing the world
so
to take you where you
you don't
want,
have to move
wherever
if
it
you don't want
takes
to. Is
you,
that
but you're
that's what I'm
still, and
kind of
the
getting
world
from
is
what you're
in
saying.
chaos.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay. So that yeah, that's kind of like
No,
the
Buddhists would
Buddhist
also
like
agree.
or
Uh,
like you
yeah,
can't control. I guess that's more Taoism. You can't control okay, yeah, but
yeah.
you can't you have
So
no control over your surroundings, so you
in
just kind of
that
got to
instance,
do the best
at
with what
like
you
30
got.
minutes, the only reason why I can't keep
Yeah.
going is because like I start feeling my body cramp up, and instead of saying oh whatever or just giving in to the cramp or whatever I'm feeling, I try to fight it. So that's what I believe meditation is all about. Letting go.
Oh, so you,
Letting go letting go of everything. Like the
letting go of
expectations.
control of your body or like your instincts? Okay.
Yeah, it's all because like my meditation teacher.
Oh,
She's a
oh,
Buddhist, so
that's a really
she
interesting. I've
never
never thought
forces
of it that
anything,
way
but like
before.
she
That's
gives me
cool.
stuff to think about. And then based upon that I'll reach my own conclusions.
Yeah, yeah.
See, okay, if you're down to go
Okay.
to
Well,
one,
have
I
you ever
will
heard of like
definitely
those
be interested
meditation
to go to one.
retreats? I thought I've always thought those were interesting.
Yes, but I was thinking like a 2 day weekend retreat.
Well, I've actually
Let's
looked
start
like
out
the. I'm
fucking
talking about like the
easy.
10-day ones. Have you heard of those? It's like constant meditation.
Yeah, hell.
Yeah, I've like 10 days. 10 days actually sounds like a nightmare. I was reading about this one commenter. He talked about it. He's like, actually, it was like kind of interesting. Like he said like the first 3 days were good, like pretty chill, and then like the
But that's
next
what
like
you're like.
four
You're
days
building
four,
up
five,
this
and
fucking
six were like
cultivating this
absolutely like
greatness. It's in
fucking
the
like it was
edges of
torture, you know.
reality, edges of like
Um,
your limits.
yeah, 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 yeah. So no, but then yeah, that's what he said. He said like after day six, it was like completely like he thought he like he like
Holy
thought through
shit.
like a bunch
Yeah,
of like pain from his childhood or what for
he
whatever, and
faced
like
it.
kind of I guess he kind of like
See, my
he resolved
meditation
it
teacher said the same
himself
fucking
like in his
thing. It
head,
was a 10-day retreat
which is
too.
like usually you need like a
And then for
therapist
three
for it,
days,
but
she'd be okay with me talking
um
about this. You guys don't know her name? Let's name her. Fuck, I was gonna name her Patrick,
yeah.
but that's. Fuck it, she's Patrick. Okay, so my meditation teacher, Patrick, she explained the same
Just
thing.
say
She said she was
Patrick.
crying
Yeah.
for like 3 days or 2 days, and then she just came to this realization and this acceptance, and then it all stopped, and then everything became super easy and relaxed. People are built in those fucking extremes.
Huh. Yeah.
To know you, okay,
But then it's like
one major thing.
what
Yeah.
do you get out of it is like my concern. Like why put yourself through, because I feel like I kind of understand like a lot of the philosophies of meditation without like I think there's like you can get better at meditation and like
But
get
have you ever
relaxed more, but
experienced it?
like there's no like realizations that I can think of that would like really
Okay,
hit me. Like what?
so what you're saying is you'd rather live in
No, but it's like
ignorance than
what do I really want to know
in,
more? If that makes sense.
I
Like I don't
guess,
want to get hit by the
knowing.
realization of like
That's the thing. I don't know. So
knowing what though. Like what are we talking about
you're
here?
living.
But what? It's like it's like I
Yeah.
don't like for example, this might be a weird example, but like I don't really care about black
So you're
holes,
terrified
right?
of the
Like
truth that
I think they're kind of
lies
cool, but
beneath
like I
that
don't
you
want to
don't
know
know
more about
what it
them
is,
because
and I don't know what
they're
it is
fucking
either.
terrifying, right? And it's like it's such a big thing.
Yeah. So like terrified.
Well, it's like the more I look into it, the more scared of it I might be, right? Whereas like, but if I know more about it, would my life really benefit by knowing
Yeah.
like what a black
No, I get
hole
what you're
is and like
saying.
the physics behind it and stuff?
So, but
Like,
that's
no, not
called
really. My
living
day
in
to day life would
ignorance. You
be
have the
pretty the
choice of
same,
learning
actually.
about yourself, which
I
is
just
more
have this
important than
knowledge
any
of black
fucking
holes
black
for some
hole.
reason. So
And
like,
see, but you're in a very defensive position right now. Okay, I got you here. You don't want to be thought of as ignorant,
but
but I
okay,
think that's totally cool. Like I get it. Like why the fuck would you want to be scared of
yeah,
something that you're not scared of?
okay.
Yeah, that's the thing. No, it makes perfect sense
No,
not
I'm
to
fine with being
do this thing,
ignorant. Ignorance
not
is
to
bliss in some ways.
um,
If that makes sense,
learn
right?
more
Yeah.
about or gain more knowledge about whatever the fuck it is. See, this is like getting like really weird. But for me, it's like I've thought about this. I've contemplated the exact thing we're talking about. I've decided that I'd rather fucking know
Yeah.
whether that destroys me or whether that allows me to become greater. I have to take that chance because, yeah,
Yeah.
honestly, I have no fucking
Well,
idea.
I'm just so like
I just know
interested.
there's something.
What
I can
is
feel it
this?
within
Like, do you have
myself,
any
and you
idea
can
what
feel
this
it in
thing
others.
you would discover might be? You know what I mean? Because like from from uh from what the commenter, I don't know
Yeah,
what your
and we all can
meditation
have
teacher
that, but
said
like
about it,
it
but
could be
like what
anything.
he said is like he like uncovered childhood trauma that like he realizes
Yeah, I
affecting
can't
him
think
to
of
this
any
day,
either.
right? But it's like uh I don't have any like I can't think of any like I like to think of
Yeah,
myself as a
but that's the
pretty
thing. You're not
like
actively
open-minded
thinking about
person
it.
and
It's
I've
passively
actively like
happening.
thought about like
Like
what
we
from my
don't fully
past could have
understand
affected
what
me
we've
now.
experienced in life
um
because our brains learn to block things out that are too traumatic. Now, the reason why I have mad respect for soldiers is because they push themselves to the fucking extreme, and that's why they're so dominant in like business and stuff like that. Like Navy SEALs, those motherfuckers can push themselves beyond anything that we can because they live in those extremes. Okay, then that brings up
yeah,
what.
but then there comes that point where it's like why would you want to push yourself that hard, you
So
know?
what you're saying is you're being David right now and just like talking.
Like I'm not saying like the Navy
You're
SEALs are
David.
like
Okay.
fucking retards for wanting to like do what they do. It's more like what
No,
no, it's like what makes like
no, I don't think
is
so.
it
I think it's
problematic
all
for
about
someone
what
to
you
not
want.
want to like
What I
be
want
a
is something different
Navy
than what you want.
SEAL like
You're
or like
fine with
reach
living
their
the way you
peak
are, but
performance?
like still improving. I'm not trying to like
Yeah.
downplay what you're doing. I'm sorry, it's
Okay.
coming off like that, but
Hmm. No, no, I got it.
yeah. See,
I
that's
just
the
I
thing.
like I would actually like I'd be so
Yeah, and
down
that's like
for
talking to
like the
girls in
meditation
like
thing. It's
bars
just
and stuff, and like in
I guess
life.
I'm scared. That's the thing.
It's
I'm
a different
scared of
type
what
of scare,
I'll
but it's
what'll
still the
happen.
same.
And nah, man, it's different though because it's I'd say it's different. It's like I think it's the same reason for like I don't take shrooms is
Everyone's
because
fucking
like
judging you.
my my
It's
mind.
okay. I
It's
don't do
actually
these
like a
things
big
either.
reason why I don't like smoke weed or drink alcohol anymore too.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like I don't
I'm
know.
just fucking around. Okay, keep going, keep going.
No, it's not judging me. Oh, like are you saying like judging me for not doing that stuff anymore? Oh, okay, yeah. I sometimes get that. I don't really care though. I think it's
But
more. It's like
okay,
at that
then isn't
stage,
that
I
the
don't
truest
have
self?
any control over my mind anymore as I'd
Isn't that
like
your
to,
truest
right?
self?
And that's why I meditate because
One
it
way
gives
or
me
drugs,
that
because
control.
you have no control.
Huh?
You have no control over your mind anymore.
Which one? The meditating one or the one where I'm on
So,
drugs?
isn't that when you're being your truest
No,
self?
it's not my truth. No. Yeah.
Because you're losing your inhibitions. I think that's what it's called.
No, okay,
Uh,
I wouldn't say
which allows,
you
yeah,
don't have control over your mind. Yeah, but that
I
doesn't
think
make
that
you
just makes
more
us a
of
fucking coward.
yourself, if that makes it. Like our
Because
inhibitions are like a big part of
I'm
what
talking
makes
about like
us us,
some people need
you
alcohol to
know?
go talk to a
Like
girl, or some people need
why?
smoke some
What
weed
kind of
before doing a
inhibitions are you
stressful
talking
task.
about?
Like
Cuz
there's
there's
still
people
mental
that like
blockage, and I know this because last time
yeah.
I drank a fucking shit ton, and I don't drink often. Uh,
Yeah. And
that's because they have
but I mean
unresolved
there's
anger within
people
them.
that have like beat like
Yeah,
people that get in
but
fights
that's like
because of alcohol. They
anger
like
and resentment
when these
within.
men as an example, they come home and beat their wife. Like that's like the classical. They beat their wife and
That's
kids
still
because they
within
come
them.
home drunk. Is that them though?
But that
Yeah. No, but
anger
okay, but like
was
say
still
if they
within them.
they decide to stop drinking alcohol after that because it does that to
Okay,
them,
that's cool. No, you're
which
allowed
is
to
their true
disagree. That's
self.
that's what the podcast's all about.
I disagree. I think I in my no, I know. This is good. Yeah. Uh,
Yeah,
but yeah, that's interesting how
and then
like
sorry,
I
I'm gonna
completely
cut you
see where
off,
you're
but
coming
this is
from. It's a
super
very
important.
like gray
Uh,
area,
but
I
like,
would say, where it's like
what's the
what
purpose of
is your
human
real
life?
self?
Is it to
Um,
keep improving and trying to be better, like the
yeah,
best version of yourself?
sure.
If in that case, then you have to do these things because that is pushing you. No. I meant like go on these meditation retreats and cover the truth about
Yeah,
yourself, improve yourself in every manner, right?
you
But I
have
don't
to
know
take
what the
drugs to
fuck the
be your best
purpose of a
self.
human body is or a human
Oh,
being is. I'm
yeah,
just talking out of my ass.
yeah. Yeah, yeah,
You don't know that though. I don't know it either,
yeah.
but
But there's no. I mean, I don't. I highly doubt that's like something you
yeah,
figure
because
out
what's his
meditating.
face?
I mean,
The
you
Buddha.
could, but
I'm so
like
sorry, Buddha. Like
that'd
I
be
don't like. I'm
really
sorry that I
that'd be
called you out
quite
like that.
interesting what you would find out. Um,
Hmm? Joe, is that the dude? The new
mhm.
dude? I'm talking about the original Buddha.
Well, his name was Siddhartha, if that's what you wanted to
I
say.
don't know. I didn't pay attention.
Siddhartha.
Um, but maybe. So
No, that's the Buddha.
he
That
these
was his
things
name, wasn't
called
it? Siddhartha.
fuck. I don't remember.
Anyways, yeah.
But these tiny particles. Now this dude lived a very long time ago, and he did not have science like the way we have it now. But he mentioned like no, there's nothing is solid. Nothing is truly solid. It's in a constant
Oh,
state of flux, and it's also in a it's made out of tiny
yeah.
particles, and there's tiny gaps between them. But he learned that from meditating. He didn't learn that from fucking opening a book or thinking. He just learned that
Uh-huh.
from meditating. Yeah, it's been
Yeah.
yeah, I guess, but like he mentioned these things, and he even named them something.
Was this like written down, or
And
because
Socrates
I mean that could
himself
have been
also
like up for
said something similar.
interpretation, and then
Um, but the Buddha said it like very exactly, and so that's fucking crazy.
okay, that's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't
More
know.
specifically.
Have you read The Way of the
So you're
Peaceful
expecting
Warrior?
to like come a realization like that where it's like you
Okay,
couldn't even fathom
if you ever need that
what
book,
you're
let
gonna
me
find
know. But
out,
I definitely
but it like
recommend
and then it
you
hits
to
you.
read it and to anyone
Oh, okay.
listening. That's the book I gifted you that you
No.
never read. Fuck, I forgot about that, you jerk.
Oh, wait, was
I'm
that
pretty
the
sure you
book
regifted it.
you had? Oh my god, that's so
Yeah, just
funny.
pass on.
Uh,
Who
yeah,
did
I
you?
never.
Okay,
I don't
as
even
long as
know
you
if I
know who
still
you
have it. I
regifted
should
it
check
to,
it out. I need to look.
and just ask them how it affected them. Because I'm super
You might be
curious.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
bad now. Huh. I don't even remember, man.
Um, in there, he describes his path,
Oh,
and
okay.
it's not
I
for
actually don't remember, but
not
I'll.
word for word. Like it has some
I'll give it. I should give it a read though. Okay, so what were you saying?
personification and some hyperbolism in it, but it's encountered his path to what people would call enlightenment.
Mm-hmm.
He wouldn't call it enlightenment, and I wouldn't call it enlightenment. Though part of me really wishes that's what's
Yeah.
happening. Um, and that's why I believe that this thing is super important. Like to know
Mm-hmm.
yourself is probably one of the greatest things a human being can achieve. Because then you can truly help people. Then you can truly give to the world. And be 100% unapologetically yourself. And some people do this through
Yeah,
fucking
that's
music. I know a guy, and I'm not going to mention his name. But let's call him Dave. Fuck, no, that's too close to David. Let's call him
yeah.
Zach. Zach, I feel like has reached enlightenment, but he's never meditated, never done
Yeah.
any of this shit. He just simply played music, and he sees music
Okay.
like when he plays music, he sees it in colors. in his head. Yeah, but are you saying that can't happen? He's Yeah, I know, but like this is just talking about in general, like
Ooh, that's cool. Yeah.
lifestyle wise. Like, how do you know what's true and what's not true? He sees in colors, and other
What?
people
No, I
report
said
the
that's
same
cool.
thing
Oh, okay.
in sound and colors. I don't see that because like I'm not musically inclined. I'm
Oh,
actually really bad at
no, we
music.
don't.
Uh,
It's not.
but yeah, that's the thing.
Yeah.
He reached enlightenment in his own way. So I
Yeah.
don't think that meditation is the only way to reach it. I think there's
Yeah.
multiple ways. Like Martin, what was his name? Luther King Jr. Um, he reached. I think he reached enlightenment too. Nelson Mandela probably did too. All these
Mm-hmm.
people probably did in
Yeah.
their own way.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I think like doing stuff like if you're completely
Yeah, and that's your
into something, like
existence.
you're kind of like in the zone, like say like
Yeah,
you're an extreme athlete
it's
and
that
like,
zone, that
or you're a
place where
sprinter,
nothing else can
you're
bother you.
completely
If you've
focused on
ever
that
played a
sprint,
sport,
right, when
you've
you're
felt it
sprinting.
at least
Or if you're
once,
a
and
boxer,
you've
you're
always tried to
completely
achieve it
focused.
again.
Yeah,
Because in that
that's a
moment,
type of
nothing
meditation too, I
exists
think.
except what is occurring. You don't hear the fans, you don't hear the crowd booing you. You hear
Mhm.
yourself and the path you're going in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I would
Hmm.
agree. I think that's why some people get addicted to physical exercise too,
Yeah. Well, that's
because they
why I
get
think
that.
like
Mhm.
physical exercise is also like a really good way of clearing the mind.
I would say let's continue this
Yeah.
conversation next time with meditation because we could go on forever about this. Yeah,
Yeah,
because there's
because they
so
never
many
want to.
layers to this
Yeah.
thing.
No, that's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually insane. But people of the internet,
Yeah,
you've
we
heard it
probably
here
could. That's a good
first
idea.
that Pierre and myself
Yeah.
will
Maybe a
be
little too many
going on a
layers,
meditation retreat
but this
sometime in
was
the
good.
future. Now, there's some time we'll have a reminder. I don't know when, but I'll think of it, and then we will set it up.
Eventually,
Yeah, like we might
of some
experience
kind.
completely different things.
Yeah.
Actually, no, it depends on which
That'll
ones
be a
you
good
go to.
episode, just like talking about our
But I'd say like
experiences.
afterwards.
Because like we can't.
Okay, for the
Yeah,
people
I
of
don't
the
even think
internet,
like you can talk.
fuck that.
You're
We're
not
not doing
allowed
the
to
10-day
talk
one. We
during
won't
those things, so
survive.
like we wouldn't even be able to.
We will die and we will
Oh, that's true.
cry.
Yeah, if we do like if we do the 10-day one, we
Eventually,
wouldn't be
I would
able to.
agree.
But
Yeah, but
yeah,
like, let's start off with maybe a 1 day or 2 day, and then like maybe a
maybe
year or
eventually.
so, or 6 months
I'd
or
like to
whatever.
think eventually we'd be
ten
able
day
to do
might
it,
be like
but we got to
viable.
work our way up there. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I do it like yeah. Yeah. I've looked it up anyways. We can't do it.
Okay,
I've thought about it this summer,
I'm
but
gonna look
like
into
they're
it,
actually really like,
just for fun.
well, they're free,
So,
so like I think a
anything
lot
else
of
you want to
people
end
would
with, Pierre,
like to
sir?
try it, but yeah, they're pretty booked quickly, so it's
Do
one
you
of
want to keep
those.
going? I'm down,
Yeah.
but I want to like talk about it fully
No, I
and not
wanted
just
to talk
half-ass it.
about that.
So,
What makes people
why
interesting,
don't
but
we do
we
this
seem
on
to
fucking
have
Friday
kind of run out of.
or
You
Saturday?
want to?
Yeah, we'll split
Well,
the podcast into two
all right.
episodes, but it's really one episode. But we're gonna get that fucking
Okay.
viewership with two episodes. Yes. So,
Yeah, yeah. We'll
yeah.
split it up.
So
Anyway,
this is Devin, and that is yes. And
yeah. It's be
okay, no, you want to
it's
end it?
because
You
this is
end
the
it.
first one. So I think, yeah. This is
Fuck
Pierre.
it.
Hey,
Uh,
fuck you. You're gonna leave me out of the conclusion.
I feel like let's
You're
just
gonna be
go
like,
with
this
that
is Devin,
post-emergence
and
podcast.
this is the
But no, I'm
Pierre
gonna leave the ending
podcast.
to
No,
you
this is the. Wait, what's the title?
because I feel
We
like
have
I
a
talked a
title.
lot.
Post emergent, or is that up for debate still? Okay.
And I'm
Okay.
Devin.
All right. Okay. No, you didn't. Actually, I think I talked more than you overall.
And David
Or
shall
whatever.
be joining
Anyways,
us
this is the
always.
Post Emergent
Was it
podcast.
David or
I am
Dave?
Pierre.
Okay, cool.
There you go. And we'll talk to you next
Yeah,
time
he really
on
is.
whenever the next episode comes out. Thanks for listening. Oh Jesus. Yeah, David's like it's David. David's like the scapegoat of the podcast now. All right. Sounds good. Let's talk to you guys later. Peace.